The Pattaya 105 Golf Show. All the latest updates and up-to-the-minute golf news with Dave D and Ian.
Welcome to 105. It's 7 minutes past the hour, 4 o'clock, and Ian's in the studio. Welcome, Ian.
Thank you, Dave. Good to see you.
And also we've got to welcome Joe MOONEYHAM to the studio today. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you, Dave.
It's a pleasure to have you here. If you want to lead the way in, I'm going to follow you because, it's nice to get a man of this stature in the studio.
Absolutely. No, I'm very, very pleased, Joe, that you agreed to come on the show. Thank you very much. I should explain to our listeners, Joe is the golf chairman of the Pattaya Sports Club. Pattaya Sports Club, as people will know out there, is probably the most active sports club in Pattaya, founded back in 1979, has now in excess of 30,000 members. And the PSC does great and very generous charitable work. And in the last 12 years, I see has raised over 25 million baht for charity. And in fact, just before we came on air, Joe said that by, is it April this year, Joe, it will be up to 28 million baht in 13 years?
Yes, we have our annual charity tournament, which is our biggest fundraiser, golf tournament at Green Valley on 16 March. And if things go as I plan, we will hit the 28 million mark.
That's fantastic.
In 13 years.
That's a massive achievement in itself, Joe. It's absolutely brilliant. Can you just sort of give us sort of a bit of an insight into, of course, the Pattaya Sports Club, Joe? Can you give us sort of, for the guys out there that don't know who you are and what you do, can you just give us a sort of how do you say, a quick news flash about it?
Well, for the golfers, I'll have to say that probably 98% of the people that walk through the door and join the Pattaya Sports Club join because of golf.
Right. Yeah.
With a Pattaya Sports Club membership, you get your ID card with your picture on it, and you get a discount at the 20 golf courses that we have here.
So if you join your club, you get like an ID card with your name and a picture on.
Absolutely.
And basically that will give you discounts at golf courses.
That's correct.
At them all.
It's got to be a good thing.
It is fantastic.
Well, and besides golf there, Joe, is there anything else that you cover?
Well, we promote all sports here in Pattaya. I mean, it was formed in 1979 by a group of expats, and they decided that they should form this club. It's registered with the Chonburi government, okay, and so we have registrar members, associate members, and founding members. We get audited every year. We're strictly non-profit. Everything we do is for charity, and but we promote softball, long bowling, regular bowling, darts,
it's an all-round
billiards.
It's an all-round society, surely. Then, yeah.
But the main reason that people join, like I said, is because of golf. You get a discount with your card, plus what a lot of people have, it's kind of expanded. We also get a USGA handicap system. Okay, and you can enter your score any place you play in the world. And because of Pattaya has more competition golf weekly than any other place in the world.
Wow.
We have over 20 golf bars under the Pattaya Sports Club umbrella. Some of the golf bars are playing competition golf 5 days a week. The minimum.
Well, we had the Outback.
We had the Outback bar in here. He's doing absolutely phenomenal figures.
This year has been phenomenal everywhere. I've never seen the high season this year from the golf bars, the scores that come in, because they come in every day. Either by email or dropped off. We got the online system too, an individual. If they're not in Thailand, they can enter their score through the internet. We are registered with USGA. We also have a golf software that's out of America. They can enter their score anywhere in the world as an away course and put in the slope and the rating. And because we have so much competition golf, we update the handicaps weekly.
Wow. So, I mean, Pattaya has, what, 21 golf courses?
21, 22.
21, 22 golf courses, okay. And, of course, they've just won the award, haven't they? Not so long ago.
But as we were talking about,
Yeah, Pattaya just won the 2012 International Tourism Award for the golf destination for Asia and Australia.
Wow.
And it's the first time ever that it's been awarded to a city versus a country.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's a big feather in Pattaya's hat.
Massive, isn't that? And of course, you know, you've got guys out there that come over here for the first time. You know, we've spoke to some people in the past that come over to Pattaya for the first time, and they're expecting one thing, then they see the golfing scene, and they just go, wow. I mean, you must get that quite a lot, Joe. I mean, you must get guys coming up to you saying, you know, the golfing facilities around here is just phenomenal.
Well, that's why I discovered here, and I came here first time from South Korea. I was working there, and after 27 years in the military, I went to work for Lockheed Martin, and 10 of us came over here in March of '96 because we'd heard about golf, and we played at least 27 holes of golf every day. I didn't even know there
and
was...
you never went home. Absolutely.
How long ago that is now, Joe?
That was March of '96.
So that's what
96.
Yeah. And I decided in 2002 to retire a second time after 27 years in the military, and then 14, almost 15 years with Lockheed, to retire a second time and move here. And I did it for one reason and one reason only. It's because of the golf here. And also, the dollar was very strong against the baht at that time.
Wasn't it? That's right, because we got here in '97.
I think the pound was as well at the time.
Well, that's it.
Everything changes. Ian, how's your week been so far?
Yeah, good. I had a bit of a hack at Lam Chabang on Sunday, but we're not going to talk about that because it was a hack. But, I mean, fantastic. Great. Let's talk about it in the next segment.
Okay, all right.
Wonderful golf there in Arizona. Just from your accent there, Joe, which part of the States are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And just for people listening, just we can give it out a little bit later on. Where are the offices to the Pattaya Sports Club, Joe?
Pattaya Sports Club is right off of 3rd Road, right down from the Pattaya driving range.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a big sign out on 3rd Road. You turn left like you're going into the Pattaya driving range, and it's another 30 meters down on your right. Big 2-story building, all the signs and flags out and all that.
Great. All right. We'll also give that out at the end. We'll give out where you are and websites and telephone numbers and things like that. Yeah. And we're going to take a break now. We'll come back with Joe and Ian in the studio, and I think that we're going to take a quick fly over to Arizona as well. So, okay, stay with us on the golf.
The Pattaya 105 Golf Show. All the latest updates and up-to-the-minute golf news with Dave D and Ian.
Welcome back to 105. Welcome back to the Golf Show. And in the studio, we have Joe and Ian. And, of course, Ian, we're going to go over to Arizona, I believe.
Well, we're going to fly off to Dove Mountain. How about that? Yeah,
sounds good to me. I love that name. It's great, isn't it? Dove Mountain.
It's wonderful. But, no, the match play last weekend, I mean, Joe threw up some surprises. Let me do a quick rundown of the key matches and what happened, and then maybe... because you know some of these guys, we talk about them in your views.
Jump in where you like, Joe. That's what we'll say. Jump in where you like.
Okay, so, well, big surprise. World number 1, Luke Donald, probably won't be for a lot longer. Goes out in the first round to Ernie Els, who, as we said last week, only actually got into the tournament because Phil Mickelson decided to go on a skiing holiday. That's right, rather than play. So he went out, and Luke Donald went out 5 and 4, which is a big margin. Poulter and McDowell also went out. Then Woods later on went out to Nick Watney in the second round. And I have to say, and we will talk about it, Joe, I mean, I thought very poor putting from Tiger. You know, he seemed to get the ball there pretty well, and was doing quite well on getting to green in regulation. But I have to say, he always, when he was going through that 3-year hot spell, always managed to get his putts down.
Like him, Joe? Is he one of your favourites, Tiger? Or
oh yeah, I'm a huge Tiger fan. What I see right now is, it used to be, Tiger's never been great off the tee, but he could recover out of places that nobody else could. And Tiger was probably one of the best putters on tour. He could wheel a putt just like Jack Nicklaus could into the hole.
Yeah.
And if Tiger's putter was hot that week, everybody was playing for second place.
Yeah. No,
that's the way it used to be.
It was. You couldn't touch him. That's quite right.
And everybody knew it. All of them knew they were they were basically knew they were playing for second place.
Yeah, if he was on form, that was it. They knew
absolutely
what was happening. Going over to the other guys, of course, Ian, of course, Westwood and, of course, McIlroy.
Well, that's right. Westwood and McIlroy were through and eventually set up for actually a fascinating semi-final. So you had, I think it was the top half of the draw, you had Westwood and McIlroy come into play in the semi-final, and then the American side, the lower half of the draw, set up Hunter Mahan, the eventual winner, who beat Steve Sturicka on his way through, and then Wilson to get to the final. There's a lovely story in Joe. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw it. I don't know if it was live or not, but I saw it on TV. I mean, Mahan did show, us lesser mortal golfers that he was, in fact, a human after all, because he came up on the 5th with the most awful shank. I mean, shank is where you sort of try and play it straight forward and you hit it off way to the right, almost at 90 degrees.
I do that every time I hit a ball.
But he looked at his caddy and it was like, what on earth was that? Did you see that, Joe? Because, I mean, it was really dreadful.
Yes, and I had one of those yesterday. Where did that come from?
At least I don't feel alone now. Joe's made me feel a lot better.
No, he said he's that Hunter Mahan. I'm watching him.
So, of course, there is a little bit of a history with
Westwood and McIlroy. Yeah, I mean, McIlroy, I think probably through Darren Clark as a fellow Northern Irishman. Started with Chubby Chandler, the management company, International Sports Management, ISM. I mean, Joe earlier was talking about doing stuff up at Siam with the LPGA, and I know that IMG are involved in that. Well, probably number 2 in terms of size and players that they represent is ISM, International Sports Management. So you have there a lot of players. You've got Simon Dyson, you've got Darren Clark and Lee Westwood. McIlroy left at the end of last year. It was apparently not acrimonious, but I think the other players, particularly particularly Westwood and Clark, were a bit upset because Chubby Chandler had brought McIlroy forward over 4 years and had devoted a lot of time and attention to him. Anyhow, he moved on, so it was a little bit of not exactly a grudge match, but there was a history between Westwood and McIlroy. Westwood 38 years old now, McIlroy, what is he, 22? It's a bit like, the tortoise and the hare, the old guy.
What do you reckon, Joe? A sort of a meeting room dispute, or what? What do you think on that one?
As far as leaving? I'm not sure. Tiger just left IMG also.
Oh, did he?
I mean, these guys are what, the management to the golfers?
Well, they say it's all about the money, but I think, frankly, at that level, the contracts and the sponsorship and whatever you get would be pretty much on the same terms with any management agency. I mean, the guy that he's gone to, forgotten his name, Connor somebody, but he is actually in Dublin. So I suppose there's a reason for that, in that McIlroy is still at home in Northern Ireland, and so this is a little bit more local. But I think there was a little bit of a history. I mean, I know that Westwood said he was asked to comment about it, and he said, I thought it was rather bizarre. But anyway, I'm afraid when it came to the golf, Westwood, again, an amazing semi-final round there. Westwood starts 3 up after 4 holes and looks to be absolutely in control and walking through. But then from the 11th onwards, McIlroy put a ball into the desert, was perhaps quite lucky that it wasn't behind a rock or a bush or whatever, but he had a playable shot, got it out to produce a par. Then he had 3 straight birdies and took control of the remainder of the round, and ended up by winning 3 and 1. So not without its humour, though, because apparently on one of the holes, I think it was the 15th, Westwood puts a ball way over left into the crowd, and it ends up going down the back of a woman's T-shirt. And so Billy Foster, who originally caddied for Seve Ballesteros and then came on to work with Lee Westwood, goes up to the lady and says, I'm terribly sorry about that, but he points towards the green and says, but you wouldn't mind walking 250 yards that way, would you? Because of course, until it touches the ground, the ball's still in play. So in her shirt... Anyway, so it was quite amusing.
All right, can we just hold it there, and we're going to let this lady not walk. We're going to keep her there just for a second. We're going to take a break for some.
Don't move,
don't move, ladies.
Okay.
Stay exactly where you are.